Here he comes. I know it's dark. I stumble out there all the time. We'll give a microphone again. So everybody, welcome to Box of Lies and meet the guest of honor. That's when you applaud. I have an applause sign that doesn't work. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce, or let our guests introduce themselves first, and then we're going to start the game after asking a question or two. Two kinds. Why don't you start? Introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what your daddy does. What does your daddy do? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, my name is Thomas Fischbach. I do a little web comic called Two Kinds. Yeah! It is recently celebrated its 20th anniversary, so I've been around for a while. I draw animal characters and humans interacting, and those are the two kinds, except there's more than two kinds in the comic, as everyone always points out.
Yeah. Very cool. And Josh, why don't you give your name, what you do, and why you're here?
Hi. That's loud. My name is Jonas Scott.
Jonas. I can call you Josh. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got Jonathan the other day. It's all good.
Hi, Steve.
That works. But I'm a voice actor. I voice act for video games and anime. I specifically voice Lego Shield Beastars. We got a new season on the way. That's gonna be out soon-ish. I don't know when. Coming soon. But yeah, and above that, I'm a VTuber. I VTube as Alpha Aniki, Alphonse McKenzie. He's a rock star, and I just do that on Twitch all the time, 2 or 3 times a week. I try and stream as much as I can when I'm not out here hanging out with you guys. So yeah, that's what I do.
Hell yeah. So cool. Thank you. So what we're gonna do, Alkali, you choose. Would you like to start with Jonas, or would you like to start with Two Kinds? Who would you like to be your first partner, and then we're gonna swap.
Oh,
the second. All right, so I'm going to start right here with Two Kinds. What we're going to do, well, I'm going to ask you just a couple of questions, and then I will show something in the box. You'll have to look away, and then I will tell you a story. You'll have to figure out if I'm lying or telling the truth. All right. So first of all, with the comic, you said you've been doing this for nigh or 20 years.
Right.
In all of those 20 years, is there one specific episode or one specific thing that you drew that really stands out as being important to you personally?
In the comics timeline, there is one particular arc that is very popular. It was about, around my 9th or 10th anniversary, and it was a big moment in my life where I transitioned into doing this kind of as a job instead of just a hobby. And I was very blessed to be able to do that. So that's the most standout moment in my Two Kinds drawing career.
Very cool. And what do you find the most difficult about doing the webcomic? What is the hardest part of it?
It's the writing. Yeah, I like to draw, but writing is hard. Having to revise a script over and over again, trying to get it right, it's very difficult.
As a calligrapher, I can't help you with the content, but I can write it so that it looks pretty for you. And final question, this is possibly one of the most important questions we could possibly ever ask you. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes, definitely.
All right. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, I'm gonna ask the audience to kind of help us choose one of these boxes. We're gonna take a look and see what's inside. What box should we open? Two several times, so we're gonna go with box number 2. That's this box. So I'm gonna ask you to kind of face that direction. I'm gonna look inside, and we're gonna use that camera. See what this is.
There we go. Okay. Way higher on it. Oh, they can move it. This is way easier. Oh. Keep it right there, baby.
Okay. Еще вага надо выдержать тик-текс или дисплей. Something like that. It's a bunch of small
All right. We're good. Absolutely good. Now I have to be very careful because, as you can hear, this is rattling around a little bit, so I'm going to be very, very cautious. I gave you a hint. I'm not supposed to give you any hints. So, in the entire history of the world, a lot of people have doted on their children quite a bit. And in the anthropomorphics community, this is even more important because sometimes we have first graders that have props, and such, and they might want to show people that they're a parent. What is in this box is actually a very large baby rattle that was designed for a dinosaur, because the handle of it has a really big bone, and on the inside you can kind of see it's got the little clear top on it. Looks kind of like a lollipop with a bone on it, but with a bone for the handle. But inside it are little teeny tiny baby dinosaurs that are smiling at you. They're little plastic dinosaurs, and when you shake it, it'll rattle. So that's why that rattled inside there. It's actually a rattle for a dinosaur fursuiter to give to their baby dinosaur fursuiter child. Am I telling you the truth, or am I lying?
What do we got?
Well, that was so oddly specific that I don't think you could have made that up. So I am going to say that was the truth.
You think that that's the truth?
Open that box!
I will open this box up. Unfortunately, I was lying. What this is a water bottle that's filled with breath mints. But it made a rattling sound, and that's what made me think it was a dinosaur rattle. Or they're actually
I thought
Smarties.
they were wasabi.
Because I'm a dummy, Smarties.
That's filled with Smarties. Hey, throw that over.
He's not gonna.
I
there's no
can't
way.
eat one because Fuma will kill me for wrecking my sugar.
Yeah.
He did. He's eating now. And they're all over the floor too. Save some for later.
Don't step on him.
It's like Willy Wonka. Augusto, sweetheart, save some room for later. All right, so that's 1 point for the
Oh
KP.
my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, that is 1 point for the hosts.
It's also cornstarch.
One. But
Okay.
now we are going to swivel on over to Jonas and Alkali. Alkali, let's find out a little more about Jonas.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of us, we would love the idea of voice acting. So you've probably got to experience a lot of wild and crazy things. What's the silliest occurrence that you have to deal with in voice acting?
The silliest thing I have to deal with in voice acting?
Yeah.
Other voice actors.
Fair!
No. Let's see. I really enjoy when. Okay, so here's a Beastars fun story. Okay, so the director for Beastars really trusts me now because I'm a huge fan and member of the community, and I've read all the manga, and I've kind of kept up to date, and I like give corrections and things like that in the booth, but I don't like step on any of the writers' toes and make sure that they get their credit where it's due. But the director really doesn't get the show. She doesn't get it. The first season and the second season director were a guy named Bob, really good friend of mine, super cool, understands the entire show. Bob's daughter is the one directing it now, and Bob's daughter is like, Jonah, I'm gonna have to rely on you for pretty much everything because this is ridiculous, and I'm trying to keep a straight face while watching all of this stuff and make sure that it works. And the good news is that I've kind of stacked the deck and made sure that the writers are like people that I trust and like understand the show too. But it's hilarious when there's a new thing coming up on the screen and she's just like beside herself, and she's like, you're gonna have to explain this one to me, and you got like 10 seconds. So that's the silliest thing I think I've had to deal with.
I like that.
I think it's great though. No, she's a great sport, absolutely loves working on the show, but she's just like, we're gonna have, this is a journey for us. It's you and me versus the problem. We're trying to figure out how to make this work and make sense of this, and I've got all the sense up here, so.
I like that. All right, but now I've also heard your voice throughout a bunch of media. So I have to ask, like, obviously you're gonna have to prepare for some of these roles.
Sure.
What's the most difficult or the strangest thing you've had to do to prepare or to be ready for a role?
The most difficult thing I had to do is a character I voiced called Tatsu in Way of the House Husband. He's the house husband in Way of the House Husband, and everything since the comedy in that show is the comedy. It comes from playing everything completely straight faced and like understood like that you are in it and you are in the problem as ridiculous as it is. He's fully there and fully invested in making sure the problem is taken care of in his own little eccentric way. Because of that, Tatsu yells a lot. He's very into everything. So everything that he does is like super over the top and like there and very present. And that's like every line. So I have to, I'm lucky when he's able to get down here and like super cool and everything, right? But like whenever he's just like actually projecting, season 2 of Way of the House Husband, every other line was yelled. And the way we record everything is that it's one long scene, right? So he has to like say everything really fast, and all the lines are coming up on the screen. I have to lock in and make sure that I'm doing it right. And then by the end of that like scene, I'll hear over the talkbacks like, yeah, but you said like this one word wrong, so we're gonna have to go back and do the whole thing again. And it's like, okay, well. So the hardest part is, I guess, of that was making sure that I'm not blowing out my chords with the turnaround that we had, but also giving it 110% and making sure that it was like screen accurate and made everything sound good. And I think it worked out, but I did need to take a rest. I need to make some tea and have some like honey and lemon afterwards just to make sure that I maintain my chords.
Well, next time you have an only screaming role, call me.
Yeah,
Let's hear a number! Shout them out! What do we got? I love it. I saw a bunch of 5s. We're going with 5. All right. Box number 5. Why? Why?
It's falling apart.
It is. Hold on. We'll hold it the way it was obviously supposed to be made because I can see where the glue used to be. All right. When you're ready, KP, back into this box. Thank you very much, my friend. Well, you put a lid on it.
I was making
All right, turn around, my friend. This one is simple, it's elegant, and it's brilliant. Inside that box is Rome. We have the assassination of Caesar inside that box right there. The full knife through the glory, which is Caesar. This is the fall of the Roman Empire inside of one box. My friend, am I telling the truth or telling a lie?
That could mean a lot of things.
Right.
Which means intentional. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you're telling the truth in a very extreme way.
That the entirety of a Roman coup was located inside one box? Well, I've got news for you. Murder!
Yeah!
We've got a point! Give it up for your guests of honor! They are on the board! 1-1, well played, gentlemen.
You said glue, and I'm like, oh,
yeah. Everything is a clue now.
Hopefully our guests of honor are getting the hang of it, because this time we're gonna have some questions and then they get to describe what's in the box. Both of them. All right. So with all of the things that you've created, if you were gonna create something new, is there something that you always wanted to put into a webcomic, but you haven't yet, and you think, maybe this is the time to talk about it, maybe just do it?
Well, after 20 years of doing a fantasy comic, which is just sword and sorcery and magic, I have to say that I really wish I could do something that wasn't fantasy. I would love to be able to do something that took place in a different setting like sci-fi. I would love to draw spaceships, lasers, things like that. I think it would be a great change of pace. So maybe that would be my next project.
So hopefully we can give you some inspiration and maybe you'll go venture into something sci-fi. That would be awesome. If you were going to do something sci-fi, do something laser-esque, would you want to incorporate any special kind of character? Would you want it to be like Star Wars and have a romance? Would you want it to be more action? What kind of direction?
A bottle of Caesar dressing that just got stabbed.
Yeah,
Come on, man, we've got the idea. It's right here.
It could be lightsabers going through Caesar dressing,
I definitely think I have a certain type of style when it comes to my writing. It's kind of action adventure, but with a lot of romantic elements with the different species. I think I'll still keep to that. It'll just be the kind of stuff that I draw, but in space.
Nice!
And so,
Next generation.
Yes!
right. And for the final question, I want to kind of go in a different direction, find out what's going on in your mind. So I want you to make a choice between the two of these. Think monsters. Cookie Monster or Oscar the Grouch? Which one do you relate to better? Cookie Monster or Oscar the Grouch?
Which one do I relate to better?
Yeah.
I would not say that I'm much of a grouch. I guess I would have to go with Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster.
I love sugar.
I do too, that's why I'm diabetic.
As a trashy fur, you're wrong.
All right, so guys, for two kinds, what number box do you want to see him open? I heard one first. I heard one first, and since I don't have to walk as far, we're gonna go without it. Now, I'm gonna kind of come over here. Alkali, if you want to help him get that to the camera, I will come over here and I will look at this beautiful Megaplex backdrop. It is gorgeous. I'm not gonna touch it because it'll fall on me. Oh, I heard it. Oh wow, that doesn't sound good. That does not bode well for my chances to guess.
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah.
That also does not bode well for my chances to guess.
It's held up by furry technology.
That really doesn't make me feel any better. All right.
It's definitely not held
Okay,
up by
gonna
duct
have
tape.
him close up the box. We're done. All right.
Turn around!
So, hold on. I'm gonna grab this chair and I'm gonna listen to you intently. I'm gonna watch your face so I can gather any kind of evidence. What is in that box?
All right. Have you ever seen the painting The Scream?
I have.
Yes. Well, there's something that really resembles that painting, but a furry version of it.
Okay.
Yes, it has ears and a tail, and it is The Scream.
It is the Scream with ears and a tail.
Yes.
So it's the first suitor I ran into last night. So I know Blitz has actually gotten prints of art before and done weird things to them. My favorite thing was a picture of Patrick Stewart with lipstick on it that said, "Love you, babe." I still have that. I actually also still have the picture of Tony the Tiger that he had from last year.
There you go! Whoa!
Hey,
Yeah, hey now. Oh, it's great. You know, I'm gonna say you're telling the truth. I'm gonna say that is the truth because I know Blitz loves art. Mondrian is one of his favorite artists, so I know he does art stuff. So maybe you tuned in on that.
Box
The box.
called truth.
The box I call truth, but
The answer is da da da
da
da.
da da da. I still don't know what it is. Oh, it's a toothbrush holder that's been turned into the Scream.
I thought it was a pencil.
I thought it was a salt shaker.
I thought it was a toothbrush holder that you put in the bathroom.
Yeah, it is totally a toothbrush holder, you're right.
But you,
I was true.
That was true.
That was true. Okay.
MCs have a score of
Hold on,
2
you know-
to 1.
Do you know how you know what the furry Scream looks like?
All right.
So I'm gonna let Alkali ask some more questions over here, and then we're gonna swap.
So some people out here don't actually know you, so we're going to start with a softball. What came first? Beastars or furry? Were you a furry first, or did you voice act for Beastars first?
So this is a long story. I've been a streamer for 10 years, so much longer than I've been a voice actor. I was a streamer, and I did a lot of like content online. And in order to do that, I needed like an infrastructure of people around me to help me out. And a lot of those people just so happened to be furries. And they just knew the tech, they knew me, they do a lot of my content and things like that. So the furry community came before Beastars, and then I got cast in Beastars, and I told my moderators and everything, I'm like, hey guys, you're not supposed to say anything yet, but like I just wanted you guys to be aware that I'm gonna voice Legoshi in Beastars, and they were just like, I don't think you understand what's gonna happen to your life now. I don't think you get it. And I'm just like, no, I'm happy as an actor. actor, right, looking at my career, I'm just like, oh my god, I get an anime protagonist that can actually, it's a drama and a romance, and it's got a little sauciness to it, so I'm able to kind of lean into that. And they're just like, no. We can't prepare you for what is going to happen. So we're just going to be here for the ride, and we're going to help you out as much as possible. And welcome to the club, dude. It's fantastic. You're here. They gave you here is your legally mandated government persona. Like, this is yours. Here's Lego sheet. And I'm like, okay, that's it. This is how it's happening. So yeah, the furry community came first, and then Beastars just fell in my lap and was just like, here you go. This is your government mandated persona.
All right, we're taking away the easy answer because we all know what we want. They want you to say Legoshi.
Yeah.
Favorite character you ever voice acted, not Legoshi.
Okay.
And
not
why?
Legoshi. All right. So I am the protagonist in a video game called Dying Light 2. And that is probably the coolest thing I think I've ever done. Not in like terms of, it's what I wanted to do. I joined the voice acting community with hopes of being the first-person action RPG protagonist that I grew up playing, right? Like the Booker DeWitt in BioShock, or any number of exact similar circumstances. But I was that character for 6 years and still am. That character came along and fell in my lap because I did scratch tracks as that character. They came to me during the development of the game, and they were like, hey, we're this Polish studio we're called Techland, and I'm like, oh my god, I know who you are. I played Dead Island, I played all, Dying Light, I know exactly who you are. They're like, do you want to do scratch voices for this character? We're probably not going to be able to include you in the full game, but we just saw your content and thought you would be really a good choice. And I'm like, oh my god, yeah, of course. So I did the beta, I did all of the development of the game, and as I was doing more and more sessions for them, and keep in mind, this was all recorded in my closet, a sliding glass door in my closet in my one-bedroom apartment in LA. And I was like, there's a bar of clothes going around, and I had to crane my neck to do everything. But as it was moving, they would ask me questions and be like, oh, what would Aiden say? And I'm like, I don't know, it's your kid. Are you asking me what to write? Well, you're the character, well, what do you think he would say? And I would have more influence in the writing. And then they came back to me and they were just like, hey, so we can't pay you a likeness fee, which is like, okay, that's fine, you can't pay me a likeness fee, but we can take your headshots and give them to the designers and make the character look a little bit like you. Is that be something you'd be cool with? And I'm like, yeah. So they took my headshots and they started to model the character to look like me with much shorter hair. They shaved his hair and they gave him my similar face shape. And as we were doing more and more of the scratch tracks, I noticed oh my god, this guy is slowly becoming me and my voice, and they're doing everything except saying it out loud. And eventually was just like, hey guys, do you want me to voice this character in the game? And they're like, well, we'll figure that out. So a year went by without doing anything, and I thought I had lost the role 100%. And then I get a phone call and an email that's like, hey, yeah, we did an entire round of auditions internationally, and we couldn't find anybody that sounded the way you did, and we'd like to offer you the role of Aiden in Dying Light 2. And I did a backflip. I was like, oh my god, this is insane. I get to go down to, it was 3 days a week, 4 hours a day, going down to the recording studio, getting the little capture headset on, and actually recording the voice of the character with, industry legends, Keith Farley. I was beside myself. So that is the coolest thing I've done and continue to do. The game is still being supported to this day. We got Dying Light the Beast coming out soon. That's gonna be rad. I got to do also, what was really cool that I got to do in the game was a lot of feral, because Aiden had, not to spoil anything, Aiden has this thing where he kind of turns into an other, where he becomes this ferocious, feral, beast-like version of himself and just rips and tears into things. And I got to do all of those sounds and noises and I got to do all that stuff, and that was so cathartic and so much fun. But yeah, that's probably my favorite, just for the sake of that's a non-insignificant portion of my life that I was with this character. With anime dubs, we do the whole thing in a month and then we're done, and then it's out and then we're good, right? That was years of my life that I've attached to this character. So, and I love Lego Sheet because there are also years of my life attached to that character too, because you get subsequent seasons, but there are some that just come and go and then you're done. And thank God that he wasn't one of them.
Love it. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to number to do? I'm gonna go Blair Witch in the corner.
This is how we die. Dead by daylight.
All right, I heard very genty, so it's fragile.
Yep.
Let me get a better look at that too.
Hey, can I have a quick look at it?
No.
I tried.
Oh my god.
Nine.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Back in the box. Hopefully it'll fit. Oh my god. We have to compress everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll fit. That's everyone's hope.
Okay, see now I think you're messing with me.
That's gross, but we're good.
Okay, good?
Yep.
I need coffee.
Yep. I need a drink.
I'm in for the drink.
You know the genre Sentai, right?
I am aware of hentai, is that close?
No, it is not. So Sentai, like Power Rangers.
Oh, okay,
Yes, yeah. And that's like usually a group of several different colored members that have armor and they transform and they turn into several things, right? And a lot of the time, those Sentai Rangers are fighting something that is equivalent to, a really cartoony kaiju or whatever,
Yes.
or just monsters that show up and something that's like 15 to 16, 17, 20, 100 feet tall, right?
Rita, Repulsa, and Friends.
Yes, very weird, very weird.
Okay.
And sometimes they try and hit that 100 episode syndication, and the monster of the week is a little weird, right? Well, what if I told you that inside that box, there was an entire squad of Sentai Rangers fighting. Do you know who Clippy is?
You talking about the evil paperclip from Microsoft Excel that crashes computers?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very aware of clipping.
So what if I told you there was an entire squad of Sentai Rangers in there actually losing a fight to Clippy?
Friend, that is truly a 100 episode worthy battle. Battling Clippy might be on my bucket list, and one day we should join forces and straighten that asshole
I think we
out.
will.
That being said, at one point you said, I want to see the back, and that sounds like it would be something that would be flat and stuck to a base, so I'm gonna say that's a lie.
Well,
No, did you make an entire battle sequence in a box? God, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? There's the back. There's the back. All right, hold on. This is coming home with me.
It's going in the charity auction.
Charity, but how am I supposed to show this off to my family?
You gotta pay. You bid on it.
I paid already.
Look, hold on. Alkali, if you notice, take a real close look.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you.
yeah, he's here to help. That's the twist at the end of the episode.
I will kick that box halfway across this thing. I believe that brings your score to 2. We are tied.
All right. So what we're gonna do, Alkali, you and I are gonna swap sides. So I'm gonna come up here with Jonas, and you're gonna be over here with 2 sides. Come on. Now you go ahead and start the question answer on.
Oh, I gotta go twice.
You're gonna go twice in a row. I'm gonna prop my feet up for a minute.
So you do all these wonderful webcomics. You've already said that you want to do the comics. You already said that you want to do a sci-fi comic. Which genre would you say you have the most trouble with, and why? Because you just said storytelling. Okay, that's the second part you do. You're an artist. Which one do you have the most trouble with?
What genre do I have the most trouble with?
Yeah, if you're doing a bunch of comics, like which one would scare you to have to do a comic in that genre?
I gotta be honest, even though my comic does have a lot of action in it, I do not know how people come up with the really elaborate action scenes that they do in like shonen anime. They have like, they can go page and page and page of action scenes and fight choreography. I don't know how they do that. So if I had to do a shonen manga, I don't even know where I'd start. It would just be completely confusing to me.
Just do a flip book, it'll be great. It only lasts for 1 minute, but if you do this, it's a punch. I believe in you. And then we're going to go to, so you mentioned the Shadowrun, you want to switch genres, and that's cool. Infinite time, infinite resources. What would your pet project be? If you could do anything, what do you choose?
Two Kinds animated series.
You know, I agree with
We're not
that.
just making porn for you, stop it! That's a different panel and it happens after 8.
I would love to do animation though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hold on, repeat that one more time for them. You would love to do?
Two kinds of animation or any kind of animation I would love to do. I actually went to college in 2011 to get a degree in animation, and I did. And I've never used it. And I would love to make an animation someday of my comic, but unfortunately, if anyone has ever had any dealings with animation, you would know that, you know, 1 second of animation takes like 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's just, but if I had infinite time and infinite money, I would definitely do that.
And finally, as somebody who's obviously drawing panel after panel after panel, do you have one that stands out to you? I'm not talking about a comic and a whole story arc, I mean one.
One specific
One panel that just will always stand out to you, whether it be the amount of effort you had to put into it, the planning that went into it, the joy of drawing something that looked like what it was supposed to look like, a feeling that I have never had. I tried to draw a sun once. Not only was it not a sun, it was a moon and it was a butt. So, you know, that's about how good I am in art. What was one that you looked at your finished product and you were thrilled?
I would have to say, the most important panel that I've ever drawn was at the end of a story arc. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, but pretty much like the island explodes. And the chapter ends with a giant beam of light going into the sky. And the way I did it was I had it as a 2-page spread on top of each other. So it was a very long page with this beam of light going up into the sky, into the clouds. And I had been planning that page for years. I knew it was coming. So to finally be able to get to that page and put out this 2-page spread, you know, the art itself isn't what's impressive, but it was the culmination of an entire arc of the story coming to an end with the island exploding and the beam of light going into the sky. And that's pretty much the one that comes to mind as the most important panel.
I love that. I love it. Also, that is the most student film thing I've ever heard. How is your story going to end? I don't know, but I'm going to blow up an island with light. Yes! Dude, thank you so much. Number 9! I said number, not no. All right.
Get this over here.
Yeah, what the heck? Bring that over here. What is going on in this box?
Oh. He got sued. I already know.
Okay, so we're on the same page. It's one or the other. All right, here you guys go. Okay. All right. So turn around where I get over how awkward this is about to be. I have a question for you. Are you aware of the things that fly around in the sky? Crows are part of them. What are those called? Birds?
Yes,
You're familiar with birds, okay. How about the buzzing insects?
Yes,
The bees, okay. So Mickey and Minnie had a wonderful night out. And today, Minnie, ending up in her box where she belongs after finding out this news, is reeling over the fact that her pregnancy test came back positive. Inside of that box is the end of 2 jokes and the beginning of another one. Minnie is pregnant. Am I telling the truth or telling a lie?
I thought this was an all ages panel.
Excuse me, the birds and the bees are all ages. It's violence that we don't want. So get this right or I'm gonna punch you.
You know what? I'm calling you a liar.
Calling me a liar? That is usually a damn good move because as a performer, I lie a lot. However, everyone give it congratulations because they're pregnant! Yay!
So when I saw it, I initially thought it was a COVID test.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Is this a COVID test or a pregnancy test?
And then
both
Bliss just
being
goes, yes.
yay, we're like, I have no idea. All right, well, good news. Disney has gotten dark.
So the hosts get another point. So, Jonas, let me ask you a couple of questions and then I'm going to have a request.
Sure.
So first, as a voice actor, there are a lot of benefits. A lot of people, we've had many voice actors that I've had to interview, and all of them talk about the great things and the opportunities and the wonderful memories. But what do you find the biggest challenge when you're starting to do a new character? Is it finding the voice? Is it making the dialogue? What is the biggest challenge when you're voice acting?
I guess it's finding the voice. A lot of the characters that I voice are like variations on my speaking voice. It's either just like a couple, octaves, pitches down, pitches up, whatever, some affectation or an accent or something like that. And I audition for a lot of video games, so the question that I ask myself whenever I finish an audition and then go back and listen to it over 100 times, whatever, too many times, is would I play this game? Would I play this game? Would I like playing this as this character? Or can I hear this, this line being said from an NPC or something to that effect? For anime, a lot of it is dependent on what they tell us in the audition sides. Either they'll be like, we want you to sound like the Japanese, so please try and match the timbre or the timbre of the Japanese. And, or, they'll tell us it's like, there is no reference for this, so you're free to do whatever you would like. And it depends on the genre too. A lot of things are telling us to be more grounded and real, not being cartoony. A lot of things are telling us to go over the top, or to give a little extra 10% just to make sure that it reads because it's animation. So I guess the most challenging thing is trying to figure out what they mean in the sides when they're telling us these things, because casting directors can say one thing and then mean another. Casting directors cannot even be the ones making the sides. It could just be 5 different lines with 0 context, and then you have to find the story in the lines that they give you, and then that'll inform a lot of your decisions and your choices as you're recording. So yeah, I guess the challenge in voice acting, especially when you're making the character, is getting all the clues together. And then once you have all the clues together, you're able to solve the mystery and then, get that character in there and finally get a voice that you're confident with. And that may take a couple of tries, but that's why I'm lucky that they let us record at home, so I can spend hours and hours when in reality, I should just be spending 10 minutes, but I just get in there and I want to make it perfect for me,
Cool. And second question. The third thing is going to really build on the first, but second question. Like, all of us have a guilty pleasure. I like watching Mexican wrestling. I love the acrobatics, the colorful, all of the showmanship, the cultural aspect of it. I love that. Do you have a specific guilty pleasure that really just kind of resonates with you?
Oh man, I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure or not. I'm in so much media that it's very difficult to keep up with all the media that I am in. And I know that sounds like a first world problem, but watching all the shows that I'm in takes a lot of time. Because when I'm recording it, I only get to see my part, and then I don't really know the context of the rest of the show unless I do a lot of research. So finding media that I have no attachment to at all, myself, then I'm able to kind of lean into it. And then when I do find that media, recently my obsession has been with Warhammer 40K. I've been super into it. I've been listening to all the audiobooks on my flights and everything like that. And I'm very, very much into it. I can't wait for Space Marine 2 to come out. That's going to be great. But as I've been listening to everything, it slowly becomes oh man, you really need to voice a Space Marine, right? So you kind of you start to attach yourself to these things. So the guilty pleasure comes in realizing that you've Another thing is like Stargate SG-1 I've been watching from start to finish, and I'm trying to find my own little microcosms that not a whole lot of my friends are into, so I can be like, hey, have you seen this old show from 2001 that's still at 4x3 and I'm 5 seasons in? But yeah, I also like watching, and this is probably the guiltiest pleasure, I guess, because I don't really like talking about it because everybody says I'm a nerd when I do it, but I like watching old history documentaries from like 2005 to 2010 or something like that. There's just
The History Channel was about history?
right. I mean that, and then there's like there's history documentaries from the UK and stuff like that that are able to compartmentalize a lot of stuff that content creators can't do nowadays because it's about clicks and views rather than actually making something that has like salient information that you can actually absorb. So I go and watch a content creator on YouTube give me a 20-minute history documentary, and it's like half of this stuff was an ad for NordVPN. Like, I don't really care about this, but I go back and listen to some older UK like archaeology stuff, and it's like I'm actually getting contextual information and like relevant facts and things like that, and it's wonderful to fall asleep to. Not to say that it's boring, but it's very relaxing to have somebody narrating something and having that like light 2005 audio fuzz. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's just something nostalgic about it to my brain. So that's a guilty pleasure. That's what I fell asleep to last night, listening about what was it? Merlin. I was learning about the myth of Merlin last night. Yes, grounded in fact it is actually, but still a myth.
The fact that you're saying that stuff from 2001 is old is making me feel really old.
Not intentional, I promise.
Yeah. Just think.
We
So-
need a number!
No. Go
There we
on.
go. We go.
One more.
We don't need a number!
And
Shut up.
this is more a request.
Sure.
So on behalf of everyone here, and based on your experiences at this convention so far, would you please do the vocal of Legoshi attending a furry convention? What would Legoshi's experience at a furry convention, based on what you've experienced so far, what would he say and how would it sound?
Hey, do you guys know where I can get Jonas Scott's autograph? I don't. It's in the dealer stand. Do you know where that is? Can you point me in that? I'm sorry. I don't have the. Do you know where I can get the proper credentials to get in the dealer stand? Because I have my name. It's on the list. I pre-reg. The line is really long, and I don't. I'm like my last name's B-Stars. It should be there on the list. Just take your time. No, I'm not in a rush. That's it.
Thank you.
As awkward as it should be.
Thanks. Thank you, Jonas. All right, everybody, shout out a number.
5!
Well, hold on. The numbers we have left are 8, 6, 4, and 3. 3. Let's do 3. All right, let's look inside this box. Blitz, what did you do?
No, you're pretty close.
Just like that. There we go. Okay. All right. Here is that. Yeah, that too. Put this back in the box.
I got the lid. No, yep.
All right, you can turn around, Jonas. All right. So as I mentioned before, I am a diabetic, so I'm not supposed to have a lot of sugar. So Jonas, sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a crazy trip. A trip that happened when I ate way too many great big chocolate chips. In the box was a crazy thing, a thing that made me fart. Because in the box I saw a crazy piece of art. The art, do you remember those balloon animal sculptures that were made of glass? Remember those? Well, there's something very similar to that in that box, except it's not made out of glass. It's actually made out of pool noodles. So it's a dog balloon animal, but it's made from pool noodles. Okay, so audience, you'll probably agree with me. Pool noodles are pretty big, right? So I don't know how you fit a
a dog made out of pool noodles in the box, unless it took way more work than anyone is really willing to put in.
Notice that the box does not want to stay closed. So it might.
I'm gonna call this one a lie. I'm gonna say this one's a lie. Let me see. Impress me.
Well, you know, unfortunately.
Pool noodle!
Oh my God.
Noodle doodle.
We need more sane things in these boxes. This is incredible. Oh yeah, it does look, or like a K9 from Doctor Who, yeah. Gorgeous. Wow, okay. You should sell those. Yeah, there you go. Gorgeous. Sculpture.
Guys, let's take a second to give a round of applause for the person who makes all these.
So the hosts have another point. Alkali, want to ask the last couple of questions?
All right, so I need to know, you're doing all this art, you're making all these comics, obviously, you can't get it right on the first try. Worst edit you ever had to do? What is the time where you had to go back to your own work, cuss, and then had to redo something or fix something? Did you have a moment that just went so off the rails you didn't even notice until you had to rush to get it done? Or are you actually organized and I hate you?
I think there was a moment in the comic where I did have an idea for our plot line that I was going to do, and I had set it up. I had a character introduced. I had them appear in the comic as that in a place that they weren't there before, right? They showed up in the location, and it wasn't working. Like, people hated it. They did not like that there was suddenly this shift in the comic, and I quickly retconned it. I made it so that all of it was an April Fool's joke, and I just deleted the last 4 pages, turned it into an April Fool's joke, and continued on from there like it never happened.
I appreciate the bluntness of that. Hell yeah, man! That's great!
Was that a first time reveal here, or did you?
I've always said that it was all intentional. It was just April Fool's, you know. But no, I was totally flying by the seat of my pants, you know, with that writing.
Wow.
I love that.
That's amazing.
All right, and then, and so making sure, this is an episodic thing you do, you're putting out theories, fan theories. Because you just told us you knew the final part of a storyline. You knew how the story was going to end.
Oh yeah.
What is the craziest, most off-base fan theory that you have been told about your medium?
Oh, that happens a lot, actually.
I'm sure it does.
Writing a comic for 20 years, you'll find that people will come up with all sorts of suggestions, and some of them will be right, and it's very annoying sometimes. You'll just guess perfectly. I can't even name how many times that's happened where someone will just come up with a theory, and it's like they read my notes, and I don't even know how they did it. I try not to change my work, though. I always just stick with what I was going to do. If they guess it right, then that's fine. But if, you know, I'll always try to put, you know, twists in there that people can't predict. But if they do, it's fine. You know, it's no big deal.
So I write for D&D. I've been running D&D games forever, and every once in a while, somebody will throw a theory of one of my games that immediately go, oh, not only does that fit, that's better than mine. Have you ever had one? Have you ever had somebody call you up like, no, that's not it at all, and then you immediately scribble down a note?
I have had that happen, actually. Someone has come up with a much better idea than I did, and I don't want to say what it was specifically because I want to take credit for it.
Nice! I love it! Give us a number! 4! All right, I forgot who started.
His turn to look.
Turn to look.
So I'll hold it up to the camera, but you look in the box first.
If you'll excuse me, I need my cocktail. That's too much sugar.
Clean up.
It smells just great. I can't feel my liver.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Where did you get this many Smarties from? Can you buy Smarties in bulk?
I had to get one more whip before I.
Did you just ask if these were Tums?
And I'm gonna stand way over here.
Close? Alright, what'd you do?
All right.
Alright.
This box is actually very simple.
Alright.
Someone decided to fill the entire thing with a certain type of art supply. Yes. And it's all 2 colors. Someone took a lot of time to separate out all these art supplies into just 2 different, distinct colors.
So that box is filled with only 2 colors of a bunch of different art supplies. One kind of art supply
Yes.
that is colorful and separated into just 2. I swear to God, if you just filled a box with paint, first off, I'm impressed. All right. See, you're an artist, and you're talking about art supplies, and you're so laissez-faire about it because I think you're telling the truth. Art supplies don't impress you. Truth. 2 colors.
Alkali, I need you to close your eyes for a second.
Oh, I got this one. I'm
Close
taking
your
a nap.
eyes. Close your eyes. I'm gonna hold this up, but keep your eyes closed.
Keep them closed.
I want you to take a big whiff.
Oh, is this a marker?
Nope, this is not a marker.
In front of me?
It's in front of you. Sniff.
Do I have COVID? I can't smell anything.
It's a bunch of.
Oh, it's a bunch of crayons! I'm going backstage and coloring. Bye.
They do have a specific scent.
Wait, that means I was right!
That means you were right.
Yay! You're the best! Thank you.
All right, we're gonna put the lid on that.
No, these are mine now.
Well, we're gonna give you a tea so you can look. Let's give you the world.
The charity
The
crayons.
world.
Ooh, charity crayons. They used to be tasty when I was in grade school.
All right. So, Jonas, when you're doing a lot of the voice acting,
I don't find.
from my experience with people that are voice actors, there's a lot of outtakes. Is there any particular thing that you said that was an outtake that you wish had gotten into something? And is there something that should have been an outtake that actually made it into something?
So, I don't know if I should say this, but in the most recent series or season of Beastars, I hope there's a certain point where I say the words skibidi. And I really hope that because I had to make some stuff up, right? They were just like, just do something, whatever. I don't even think it was Legacy saying it, it was just like background characters or whatever. But I really hope they keep that word in there just for my sake, so I can just be like, hey, I got skibidi in Beastars, what more do you want from me? Like, I try my darndest for you guys. Oh. But there's a bunch, especially in video games, because when you do video games, it's very fast. You get an Excel spreadsheet, and the lines are in an Excel spreadsheet, and there's like a highlighted section, and you don't even get feedback from the director. If you get it right, they just go down. Get it right. If you get the take they want, just go down, 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 down. Just keep going, you know, enemy left, enemy right, grenade, that kind of thing. And every now and again, you do what's called a bomb. And the bomb is specifically intended for the actor that comes in after you. So usually when we do what's called battle chatter for things like Call of Duty, like what I was just saying, you know, enemy left, enemy right, grenade, you know, get sniper tower or whatever, and they have to do the same things because it's just like variations on voice, right? So they'll come in, and instead of going down and saying nothing, the director will go down and then play your bomb, and then the actor will have to either do it straight or laugh. And then, you know, usually they do that before 5-10 minute break or whatever, just to kind of get the nerves out, because a lot of these games are very serious and real, and you get into it, very emotional. But that'll snap you out of it and get you ready to go and eat a Biscoff cookie and drink some water or something like that, right? So I love all of my bombs, they're great. I pride myself on my creativity to make my friends laugh, because most of the time, if you get in there and you see the roster, you know who's coming in after you. So you can even make a character-specific bomb just for them. So you can be like, hey, this is a character you voice, I'm gonna try and do an impression of you or something like that, and just screw with them for the rest of the day. But yeah, those are great, I love doing those.
Cool. Within all the fandoms, not just furry fandom, but any fandom, sometimes you find a piece of literature or a film or a media, something that really touches you. I mean, it could make you cry, it could really make an impact on you. For me, it's the series Circles, for those of you that know Circles. Circles makes me cry, and it moves me in a lot of different ways because of how focused it is. Is there a series or a piece of work that is really, really meaningful to you from any fandom or any genre?
I would say that Beastars is. It is probably one of the, I have the most fun portraying other characters, but Legacy is very important to me because he's a grounded, real, emotional character that deals with very real, emotional surges in every direction. And it's something that we all experience as humans, but that he experiences as an anthro character. And not only that, but it's important to me because it's sort of it's a Bildungsroman in and of itself, the story of Beastars, but the story of me doing Beastars is kind of a Bildungsroman as well, because I knew the fandom behind it, and I knew the story itself, and there was a whole, this whole air of you can't screw this up because this isn't just for you. This is for, when we're acting for a little bit for ourselves, but a lot of it for everybody else. And I wanted it to be very visceral and very real and very intimate, and I wanted people to feel. I wanted people to cry. I wanted people to, attach themselves to this character in ways that a lot of other anime characters just don't seem to project. And there's a lot of life stuff that happened to me while recording for Beastars. I had losses in my family. I had people moving. I had myself moving. I had this change in my career where it's just when Beastars came out, I would get calls from studios. Be like, hey, I heard you here. You sound like you got Moxie Kid, come in here and do this or whatever. And they'd bring me in for a game. They'd bring me in for other shows, and they would all reference you said, Legacy, we want you to do that kind of thing, right? We want you to do that voice. Or we want you to have a variation of it. We know you're an incredible actor, but can you do this and that or whatever? And there was a pressure to perform, and there was a pressure to get that right. And I'm really glad Beastars landed in a place that it did, because it changed my life. So yeah, that's probably the thing that's most important about it.
Cool. And finally, I'm going to kind of give you free reign on this.
Oh,
I
get to pick.
Well, you have an opportunity to give a piece of advice or to say something to every person in this room. What do you want them to know?
Just keep going. Just keep doing it. Just keep going. Before my mother passed away, I would ask her every day. I would go on runs in Runyon Canyon in LA, and then I would go on a walk, and I would call my mom on the walk. And a lot of the time, I would audition for hundreds and hundreds of projects, and I would never get cast. Dozens and dozens of characters. It's constant rejection, and for the longest time, I just didn't book anything, and I thought I just needed to move back home. And my mom was a doctor. She didn't know this. She just knew her son would do stage and really enjoyed when he sang. Really enjoyed when he did his acting thing and used his voice. She didn't have any advice. She didn't know, you go talk to this agent, go talk to this studio, do take this class, whatever. No, she would just say, just keep going. I don't have any advice for you, but you are very good at this, and you just need to keep doing it, and you need to be in front of the right people. So just keep going. And I actually got that into Beastars as a line. Just keep going. She would specifically say, keep moving forward. And I have that as a paperweight on my desk, this little glass thing that has Legacy on it. It just says, keep moving forward. So all of you guys, just keep moving forward. No matter what you're doing, keep going. Don't stop. You won't get anything done. Just keep moving forward. And yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you. All right, and now we have 2 boxes left. Box number 6 and box number 8. Which one would you like to see opened? 6. I heard 6. All right, that's 6. The one that says secrets. I'm gonna come hide over here so I can't see what it is.
Wait, what?
Alright, going back in the box. 1 second, KP. I'm waiting. Lid is on.
Lid is on. Tell me, what's in that box?
Okay.
Well, the box of secrets. What's in it?
So, do you know what a Mobius strip is?
I know what a Mobius strip is.
Okay, so a Mobius strip laid out flat, chopped out into a bunch of different like shapes, right? Geometric shapes, and then put back together in a way that is still two-dimensional. So it's like really impossible to put that Mobius strip back together. It is like somebody took a puzzle and then just like rolled it up into a ball. It's like you took a map of a globe and then you spread it out. You know how like an orange slices, it looks kind of weird. But like when you roll it back together, it looks good. It's like that, but the opposite. You take something flat, it looks good, but you put it on a ball and it starts to get weird and jagged and everything. So it's like a Mobius ball.
A Mobius ball. Sounds like a picture of the inner workings of my mind.
A Mobius ball.
Mobius ball, Mobius brain, Mobius ball. So I can see Blitz getting a styrofoam ball and putting something flat and wrapping it around there. And I could see that being like decoupaged. And knowing Blitz, he would probably have like old lady cat pictures all over it. and he would put it in what he calls the pretty room in his house. But at the same time, Blitz has been really busy, and I don't know if he would take the time to, or maybe it's just a crumpled up ball. You know, I'm gonna say you're telling the truth.
Okay.
Just because I can see Blitz saying, I don't have time to do anything else. Here's a ball, here's some glue. Okay, done. I can see that. So I'm gonna say you're telling the truth.
I gotta start lying because you're right.
KP got it!
Wait, it's
just a bunch of puzzle pieces glued to a
It's
ball.
a bunch of puzzle pieces glued to a ball, and it's purple.
I don't know what it is. What is a puzzle of?
It's just shape.
It's just shape.
It's just shape. Oh wait, there's words on it. This one says ER.
ER.
I don't want to go to the emergency room. Get that thing away. All right. So it looks like the hosts won this particular.
That's
episode.
okay.
That's okay because it's all in fun. But we have one box left. We do. We have box number 8 left. Now, since it wasn't a tie, we're going to invite someone from the audience. We're going to actually auction this off. The opportunity to come up and play with both of our guests of honor and our 2 hosts. And you're going to have to bid on the opportunity to play with us. Could I start the bidding to raise money for the Street Dog Coalition at $20? Anybody want to pay $20 to come play with us? 20. Anybody else want to throw anything else up there?
40.
40. You might hear Lugosi talk. You never know. $40. Anybody want to go higher? Want to go to 50?
Yeah.
Yep, I see 50. Anybody want to go higher than 50? 60? 50.
Yep, not good.
You'll go to 60? Okay. Anybody want to go to 70? Lugosi might lie to you. Lugosi might tell you the truth. Lugosi might say he loves you. You never know.
70.
70. He
Oh
wants
my
Lugosi
God.
say he loves you. Anybody wants to go to 80?
Love you so much.
What? You go to what? Huh?
I could do 80.
You can do 80 with a wonderful accent. $80. If anybody wants to go to 90 or 100.
100.
$100.
Nice! $100!
We'll go to the Street Dog Coalition. We have $100. Anybody want to go to 110?
I think I'll tell you how much cash I have.
Let's
He's
go.
gonna check and see how much cash he's got.
You are a true furry. I don't know how much money I have. Yes!
Yes. We take all the cash plus the credit card that's in there. We'll just dump the credit card in there and worry about it later.
I'll take it, thank you.
Yeah.
I have to check my finances on my phone. Oh dear God, I can't afford to
So we
go
got
home.
$100
Staying at the
and someone checking his wallet.
Ooh, stare down.
Stare down. Plus the possible opportunity to have something drawn and something spoken.
Senpai has noticed him.
Wait, what?
Do you want to go above 100?
I only have about something like 80, but do you take cards?
There you go.
We can do that, or we can take your word that you'll pay us a little bit.
There you go.
What is your utmost bid that you want to go to?
What am I worth to you?
You know what? It looks like he wants this.
I'll tell you what. If the two of you will each donate $100, you can both come up and you can be a team.
There you go.
How about that?
Sorry, how much was that?
100 for you, 100 for you. You can both come up as a team.
That's so kind. Thank you.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. $200
Teamwork,
total.
guys.
Coalition coming from two people. Come on up.
That is $200 for our charity before 1 o'clock on Friday. Give them both a round of applause.
You can handle the cash. The staff members can't handle the cash. I'll let you take care of that. All right, both of you come on up. We'll get the cash and stuff a little later. What we are going to do now is the four of us are going to look inside this box and we will show the audience. We need you to face the audience so you cannot see what's on the screen. And we're going to determine who is going to tell the truth. The rest of us are all gonna lie. That. What? Okay. I wanted to.
Oh my God. All right, AB, good luck. You guys see that clearly? AB, help me further or closer.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Going back in the box.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
Yes.
All right, everybody grab your mics. We're going to start with Alkali. Then we're going to go with, go ahead, Alkali.
Gentlemen, you heard the audience laughing and you should know why. Inside that box is what I can only assume is a thong once worn by KP. Very long time ago when they were obviously in fursuit because it is a size 9XL thong with a print on it that I'm not going to describe. Size 9XL thong with a print on it, that is mine. Go ahead.
Well, I say it's not a thong. I say it is a novelty card with a cat on it, which says hang in there.
What does it say?
Hang in there, baby.
Hang in there.
Hang in there, baby.
Hang in there, baby.
The classic motivational poster, hang in there, friend.
I mean, it's not that deep. We all laughed because it was just a Beastars manga. it's just issue 1 of a Beastars manga that somebody probably took off of my table, as a matter of fact. But it's a Beastars manga. That's it. There's nothing special about it. We just laughed because it was oddly topical.
KP?
I'm going to tell you that all of them are lying. No, I will tell you the truth. I will tell you what's in that box. What's in that box is actually a love note from Godzilla. And it's framed, and it's saying, always yours, Godzilla. In Japanese. So it's actually going to say, always yours, Godzilla. There we go. So
You have just heard 4 descriptions of what is in that box, and only one of us is telling the truth. We have 2 players in your minds. Imagine who you think is telling the truth. Do you guys have your answers? Don't say them.
Go ahead. Commiserate amongst yourselves.
And you can both be different.
Or both of you can
They can
guess.
both be different.
What? 50-50.
But if you both agree, that'd be amazing. Guys, do you know who you think is telling the truth? Oh, they are. They are. Oh, this is not good. Two furries together at the front of the room with their backs to you. We all know where this is going. Dance competition. I love that most of the dancers start off with their backs to you and then flip around and their tail goes flying.
Alkali, did you notice that one of the people that's commiserating is also wearing a top hat?
I love their top hat. That is a very nice top.
So
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Thank you, AV. Hey guys, let's really quick hear it for those who are on site first and leave last. AV is the same department that does a ton of work. Thank you guys so much for everything. We have an answer. All right, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, do you guys agree or are you going with two different people? You agree. On three, you're going to point to the person who told the truth. KP, take a step back so they can point easier and the audience actually knows where they're pointing. On three, let's see if they got it. 1, 2, 3. Hell no, it's a lie!
So it's
Inside the box!
It's a love note that says, always yours, Godzilla.
KP tells the truth!
It's even framed, but there, see, it's a love note. It is a love note. It's framed, it's framed. You disagree?
The furry's not framed.
X gets the square.
KP, it's okay. They just assumed anyone who used to be a con chairman can't tell the truth. That's just how this works. Right? Thank you.
And if any of you want to see any of these objects or all of them in the charity auction, let us know. We'll go ahead and maybe throw 1, 2, or all of them in there if you want to take any of them home. We want to thank our two wonderful guests of honor. Big round of applause for our guests of honor. Big round of applause for my co-host Alkali.
Round of applause for KP. And of course for your audience participants who tried so hard, fought so long, and thought we put a thong in a box.
And also a big round of applause for Blitz, who went shopping at Five Below and found all the stuff. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the convention. We'll see you around.
Thank you for being here, everyone. Good night.